So after 25 years, a quarter of a century of talks, the EU has finally agreed on a trade deal with the Latin American trade bloc Mercosur. What has really driven, I think, my interest in this story is some comments that Trumpet editor-in-chief Gerald Flurry made back in 2009. And back then he said, it is going to affect your life dramatically. That this was a deal that we really had to watch. I mean, there's so many stories that involve EU leaders sitting down and agreeing on things, but this one is worth paying attention to. So Mercosur is a Latin American trade bloc. It's Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Paraguay, Uruguay, Venezuela, I think, was a member. They're kicked out or suspended. There's a bunch of associate states in there as well. But it will create a free trade zone with over 700 million people. It's a big deal, especially for Germany, because Germany is this manufacturing juggernaut, and that juggernaut really revolves around getting cheap raw materials and turning them into high-quality output. And they've been in real trouble over the last few years because they used to get a whole lot of that cheap raw material from Russia. And the Ukraine war has really put a spanner in the works in terms of doing that. So this helps them potentially get access to a lot of raw material from Latin America. One thing that a lot of people all across Europe are especially excited about is access to lithium. And there's a lot of chemicals that are used in batteries and things like that are there in Latin America. So being able to access that more cheaply. And then on the flip side, there's the potential to sell more. So Mercosur, and I think it's Brazil, but several countries, they have a 35% import duty on cars. If the car costs 50,000 euros when it's sold, because of this import duty, to sell that same car in Latin America, it is now going to cost 67,500 euros once it gets over there. That makes it very hard for it to compete. But that's going to be gradually faded out. It's going to take a number of years to do that. But then there's the potential for Germany and for Europe in particular to sell a whole lot more into Latin America.